Hi, Dr. Maury, Uncivilized Vitality, and here is a video about a piece of gear that you might want to consider having with you. Just a plate or a bowl, and I'm going to show you this one. Calling this a turtle bowl because of our local turtles chapter. Could be an eagle nest or a bowl. I don't know about that, but basically this is just a little shallow dish made of stainless steel that I can use as a bowl or even a cup in an emergency, or as a plate. And normally your cook kit, or when you're outdoors, is going to consist of at least your canteen and a nesting cup or a second canteen, so you have another stainless steel vessel you can purify water in. So having a nesting cup with nice large handles and a lid that goes on that is the absolute bare minimum for your containers to be out in the woods. Now, in addition to having my bottle and cup always, sometimes if it's a bigger group, or if it's Carrie Ann and I, or we're gonna make a different kind of meal, I'll bring a bush pot. And then what I've done when I've gone camping is sometimes I'll use the lid of my bush pot. It's got that little built-in bail. I'll use the lid of the bush pot as a little plate, right, to eat out of, and I hold that. And then sometimes when it's real hot, of course, I have leather gloves with me, so I can hold that steel bowl or little plate while I'm doing it. So if I have my bush pot with me, I usually use that as a plate. If I have my cup and bowl with me, I can mix my drinks, but sometimes, depending on what I'm eating, it's a pain in the butt to have something clean to eat off of. You can go the Patrick method. Now, Patrick carries just a full-ass dinner plate in his bag, which is always funny to me until we get there, and then I'm super envious that Patrick's got a knife and a fork and a plate to eat off of clean, whereas I'm constantly brushing like dirt off of whatever I dropped. So I came up with this idea. I've tried mess kits in the past, and fancy little fry pans, and even steel plates. But you know, you slap a logo on the bottom of this and you sell it for $39.95. It's ridiculous. I got this at the local Magoo's dog food discount emporium and pet supply store for $1 or $2.35 or something. These are great, and it came with this little silicone lid. Right, so it's got this little food grade silicone lid. I guess so that after Fido eats with it, or doesn't finish his little din-dins, you can put this on there and put it in the fridge. Our dog, he's an American bully. He's a Bully XL, big pit bull named Jack Pine Savage. Jack never has leftovers for din-din, so we don't need it for him. But I use it. I take this thing up camping. I've tried it a couple times now. I can set this stainless steel so I can set it right in the fire so it can warm up, or I can heat things. And then I use either my multi-tool to grab it out of the fire, or I have my leather gloves. I just reach in and grab the lip and pull that out, and then I can set it down and eat with it. It's been super handy. It's shallow enough that I can get my spork down here to hold like a piece of steak or something I have to cut with my knife. So I can get down in there and use my knife and cut, right? So it's shallow enough for that. I've used it as a drinking vessel when I have my cup is full of something else. And the other neat thing is I've used this silicone lid by putting it face down. I've got a place to set my fork to keep it out of the dirt when I'm not using it, or to set my salt shaker, or my little honey vessel or whatever I'm using. I have a clean place to set things when I'm not eating out of it. And then, since I don't like to carry just a single-use item, I was thinking, what else could I do with the dog bowl? Obviously, in a hurry, if I didn't have my shovel, I could use this to dig, right? I could dig with this if I had to. If you're worried about microbes or being dirt, just turn it upside down in the fire for a few minutes and sterilize it. So I can use this to dig with. In my pack, when I drop this down in my pack before I go, I can put my... I forgot the spork's coming in a minute when I show you something else. I could pack a couple snacks down in there, or maybe my salt shaker. Maybe my tinder kit can go down in there. So lots of different things. I could use this as a way to pack and organize some of my, maybe my tea bags and my hot cocoa, salt shaker. I could put some of my cooking necessities in there down in my bag, so I have that. Right. I could use this as a little like a little butler at night. So when I lay down to go to sleep at night in my tent or under my tarp, I can set that down. I can put my glasses in there. I can set my wallet in there. I can set my headlamp in there so that when I lay down and sleep and I'm under my tarp, if I have to get up in the middle of the night, I know where things are at. So I've got like a little, what do you call that? A valet or a butler where you put the little things so they're not just laying all over underneath your tarp, right? So lots of different uses I've come up with for the dog bowl. And since it weighs nothing and can slip in the bottom of your pack or combined with the lid can contain things, it's a pretty neat piece of gear to get. Go to your local dog food store and buy a small dog dish. There's no outdoor fancy logos on it, but super handy. Now, the reason I wanted to show you that you could put things in there is my spork doesn't quite fit, which sort of annoyed me. So just on a whim, I went back to the dog store and asked them if they had the same thing, but in jumbo. So I haven't used this one yet, but look at that. Now I can put my spork, I could put my leather gloves or food snack packets in there. I could put my tinder kit. I could put my salt shaker, my honey packets. I could put all that in there. Seal that thing down with that silicone, food grade silicone lid, which means it's not gonna melt. It's not gonna get all full of crud and bacteria, right? And you can just easily throw that in the sink when you get home and scrub it off. And then I've got the jumbo, right? You could even, if you were going up, I don't know why you would bring this much stuff, but let's say you were gonna serve yourself a 7-course meal out in the woods, which is basically what we do every time. We don't just cut up day-old steak and roast chunks on sticks over the fire like a bunch of savages. That would be ridiculous. But you could nest your dog bowl right in there. And now you've got 2. So you got one for me, I've got one for Carrie Ann. I've got several different options. And again, if I had to use this as a, maybe I can throw my wallet, my car keys and glasses and things in there at night. I can seal that up in case it rains. I know that stuff's not gonna get wet if my tarp is not pitched properly, which never happens. You could use this same thing. You could dig with it. You can make much bigger digs with this. You might not have to carry your shovel as much anymore. So there you go. I recommend getting yourself a cheap dog bowl. It's large enough as a plate. You can use it as a drinking vessel. So many different uses. Leave some comments below of how you've used your dog bowl other than the things I've mentioned, and whether you take a bowl or a plate or some kind of combination of this bowl and plate. What would you call that? A plole? A plole? A bait? All right, we've been calling it a dog bowl because that's literally where I got it. Been using this one. I'm gonna try out the jumbo version next, and this will make an excellent cook kit if I don't have the full bush pot with me. Turn on notifications. Rendell has pointed out that not using the notifications kind of slows us down, so people don't get to see as many videos and hear awesome things like get a dog bowl for your woods kit. All right, so that's it. Check out our other videos. Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for supporting the channel.